Hey guys, welcome to the show. Big weekend this weekend. The Cowboys play the Eels, the best team in the last 2 decades, play one of the worst sides in the last 2 decades, up in Townsville, insurmountable odds against the Eels. It's unwinnable. They can't win. They won't win. Sack the whole club. Dissolve the club. Cowboys on top always. How you going, Denny?
I'm going good. I'm not looking forward to the weekends. Not at all.
How'd you like a little pump up for the boys there?
I enjoyed it because, the more you pump up the Cowboys, I think the more a chance Para have.
Yeah, but it's a philosophy. Cowboys on top is a philosophy. We could lose on the weekend. We could lose by 30. Cowboys are still on top always. That's just how it works.
Well, then you're delusional.
That's what my wife says as well. I want to talk about these games. All right, these games on the weekend. Now, the first week of finals footy, I think we were all in agreement. Probably some of the best finals footy we've seen in a long time. This weekend, I think we saw a real gulf between the two teams that played. Eels, Raiders. Reid Marnie for me. Reid Marnie's the difference in this one. I thought he was really, really good. His ability to get the ball to his halves in good situations, but it's not only the quality of the pass, it's the length of the pass. He's hitting Dylan Brown and Mitchell Moses on the chest, and he's getting them straight to the C, sometimes D defenders, and then they're playing their shape all the way out there. So he's already missing out 3 defenders. If you just go look at the first try, he hits Dylan Brown with a long ball. Dylan Brown gets it, C defender. They play a little bit of shape there, and then they pretty much just waltz through the Raiders there. I think who scores first on that right edge?
Penasini.
Yeah, and then it was. And then they're off to the races. What did you make of the starting from the Eels?
I thought it was great. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I was really nervous going to this game because, there was a lot of talk about Ricky Stewart saying, we like being the underdogs. Like, we've done great to get this far, so no one expects us to win. And that's kind of when teams come out and they win.
Yeah, for sure.
So I didn't watch the game. I didn't turn it on until Parramatta were 10-0 up, and I was thinking, there's a bit of a buffer. I'll chuck it on now. But I did watch the replay, and yeah, you're spot on. I think Reid Marnie's service from dummy half, nice and crisp, straight to Dylan Brown on the chest, and yeah, as you said, they just kind of waltzed through there.
Yeah, and the second try, I felt a little bit bad for Xavier Savage. Got a bad bounce there, but as a fullback, we're taught all the time, attack the ball. He got to attack the ball. He didn't. He was a little bit passive on it. Ball went between his legs. Opacek scores there, and then they score like a really soft one. Again, was the next one under the post, or was it the one after that?
I think it was Wonga Blake first, and then Junior Barlow under the post.
It's 22-0. 22-0 it got out to. Couldn't believe it. Then Xavier Savage scores a really, really soft try. This is first tackle down his own end. Skips on the outside of Sean Lane, and then beats him, and then comes to Clint Gutherson, runs through him, and scores. Did this worry you at all?
Oh, look, I was a little bit filthy because they just called back a Dylan Brown pass back on the inside to Clinton. Yep. And I was like, you should be 28-0. But I wasn't too worried. Like, 22-8 it's still quite a big lead, and Parramatta were pretty switched on that night, so...
I think it was 22-4, and Fogarty missed a pretty easy kick here, which really hurt them. I think it stayed 22-4. And then they needed to go bang-bang. Straight after half-time, the Eels come out and score a beautiful try with Moses. Again, Marnie, long ball, they end up getting Paulo one-on-one with Jack Whiten. Jack Whiten Paulo hits and spins, hits Moses out the back. Moses sprints to the corner and scores. This was a great try for Parramatta. It was all over after that, I thought. I think Nakora scores a double as well later, but this was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Does this give you some confidence going into this week against the Cows?
Look, obviously it does. Like, obviously we really put it on Canberra, and Canberra they were on they won 8 of the last 9 games or something like that. So it does give you confidence, but the Cowboys a whole different beast.
Yeah, especially up there.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch quickly on the Raiders game. There was a bit of uproar. You could hear it on the TV, like the crowd didn't like it. When Jack Whiten was denied a try because, when he tapped the ball, and then he was tackled by a Parramatta player, and there was people obviously mad saying that he's been taken out,
No.
Like, once you touch the ball, you've played at the ball. Like, you're
100%.
fair game.
100%.
So you can't, like, if he touches the ball, knocks it on, you can't, like, you don't just wait for them to regather. You don't give them that chance.
No, I think that's just people not understanding the rules. Like, you can't just wait for him to regather the ball. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people would just run, just hot potato on the ball the whole time. You
Yeah.
know? Like, yeah, he was fair game. I thought Marnie did well to actually stay off him until that time. So,
Yep.
I thought that was fair enough. What do you make of the Raiders season? They go down. It's probably not the way they would have wanted to go down, but I thought they had a really good run to get where they got. And they'll be disappointed with how their forwards played in particular. To beat the Eels, you've got to be strong in your forward pack, and they have the forward pack to do that. But what do you make of their season?
I thought it was good. I think it's a win for them. Like at the start of the year, what they were 2 from 7 or 2 from 9 or something like that, and people were thinking, oh, bottom 4, But I thought they did really well to come back and even make the 8 and then win week 1. Sorry, so good on them for even getting that far.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think it was too bad. I ended up picking the Eels. I picked the Canberra Raiders on the show, and then I think on game day I ended up going, no, I'll go the Eels. I had a feeling about them.
You came to your senses.
Yeah. Well, I won't be doing that this week. Cowboys by 20 plus. On to the Sharks Rabbitohs. Now, I think I was a bit nicer to the Raiders. I'm not going to be as nice to the Sharks. I thought they were really, really disappointing here, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. A lot of their tries really, really soft, and for a team that kind of made it their identity almost to be like a defensive side throughout the year.
Yep.
Like some of those tries were soft. Like that first try, Mark Nichols, it was a hit up off the ruck.
I think both weeks they had really soft tries against them, against the Cowboys as well. And you mentioned the Mark Nichols try. That's inexcusable in a semi-final. 2 minutes 30 in, I think he scored. That's just a one off the ruck. They had plenty of defenders there. That can't be happening in semi-final. Really, this is their biggest game of the year. This is what they've been building to the whole time. Can't be letting that in. And they've got some decent middles there. I think they missed 45 tackles. They completed at 62%. Very, very average. Especially to concede up the middle. That just done my head in from the start. I thought from the moment Nichols went over, I thought the Sharks won't win this. Sharks aren't winning this game. That just shows that they're not on from the start. I thought Matt Moylan, really, really average in this game. Really average. Was there anyone in particular that stood out for you? I thought Toby Rudolph was good for the Sharkies. That's about it.
Cameron Murray for the Rabbitohs. He's awesome.
Jeez,
unbelievable. How good is he?
That try he scored. A lot of people are going to point at Dale Finucane for that try, and so they should. He's better than that. But the late footwork Cam Murray showed on that play, and to hold Dale Finucane up while he did it, was just a work of art. I really, really love that.
Yeah.
But I just thought the Sharks were really, really poor. Nail in the coffin for me was that try on half-time that took them to 18-0. That just hurts so much. And then the Sharks, I think they scored next, and then the South hit back like straight away, immediately hit back down the other end. And the Nakora try was off a tip, and then they scored an intercept off another tip. So they really didn't trouble South too much all night.
Yeah, well, and then the edge defense, pretty much whenever South would push the ball out wide, they'd have an overlap, like either side.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was doing there. Maybe you're having Connor Tracy in the centres, and then what was his name? Miller.
Oh, Lachlan Miller, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it was just poor. Like you, that can't be how a top 4 side plays. Top 2 side.
Top 2 side.
Yeah.
And deservingly so. They were really good all year. They will not be happy with the way they went out. They made Lachlan Ilias look really good at 7 because he cut him to bits in attack. 2, he defended really, really well. But we've seen in patches him not defend very well. Like we saw that Roosters game the last round of the season. They tore him apart. Almost every try was in and around Lachlan Ilias. So there's definitely times where he's been exposed. The Sharks made him look really good here, and I thought that was on them. They really didn't attack very well at all.
Yeah.
On to this weekend. Before we get into the games, I reckon we go best bets.
Best bets, yeah, sure.
Yeah. We're going to do our team of the year too, guys. Just I forgot about that. We're going to do our team of the year. Anyway, it's all in timestamps below, so you can skip ahead to that if you want to see a team of the year. This is the best bets. I'm going to go for South Penrith, right?
Okay.
Firstly, either team by 10 or less. They've met 4 times in the last 3 years in final series. That's all been decided by less than 6 points. Either team 10 or less is $2 here. That's money.
Okay, well, I've got a South at the line. I did go back and I had a look at just all the games that South and Penrith have played, and 3 of the last 5 have been by 8 or less.
Done. Take it. 8.5, was it?
8.5.
Yeah, that's been pretty consistent through the series, through the final series, 8.5 actually.
Yeah, but there was 2 pretty big losses to Souths. Like Penrith came out and flogged them twice, those 2 other times. But the other 3 times, they've been close.
I also like Cody Walker anytime. Cody Walker just seems to get across the line in big games. If Souths are going to win, he will have a big game. Can find the line. $4.10 I thought was ridiculous.
Ooh. I've also gone a try scorer. I've gone Stephen Crichton at $2.60. He always seems to score off a Bunny's mistake. So prey on a Bunny's mistake and he'll pop up with the ball somehow.
And then I've got a bit of a roughie for this game. And I'll make it no secret that I like the Bunnies in this one. And I think they can really match it early. I think it'll be close at halftime. I'm going a draw at halftime and South to come over the top of them at $23.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
I do not have as much value. I've got Alex Johnson to score 2 or more tries. In 5 of his last 9 games against the top 8 side, he's scored a double.
Yeah, that's where they'll be going. Left.
Yep.
Although, I was really surprised this week, the Sharks, I don't know if the Sharks made them look good, but they scored a couple on the right, they scored through the middle. That opens their whole game up. If they can find gaps everywhere, they'll be such a strike, because everyone knows they can go left. If they can open their game up a bit. Onto the Cowboys, Eels. I've got... Look, at home, we concede about 14 points on average.
Okay.
Total points for the Eels is 19.5. I'll take the unders at $1.90.
Okay, nice. I did that last week, not the week before, for the Cowboys versus Sharks, and they both put on 30 points.
Yeah.
My bet for $1.90 is the Cowboys' first try at 12 minutes, 59 minutes, 59 seconds or earlier, sorry. In Parramatta's games versus teams in the top 8, they've been scored 9 of 13 games before the 13-minute mark.
Oh, wow. That's a good bet. So that's $1.90?
$1.92.
Yeah, that's nice. Murray Taulagi to outscore Wonga Blake at $2.65.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
like
a bit naughty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone either team to win 13 plus at $2.15. So in all of Parramatta's games, apart from 1 since round 15, and all but 3 for the Cowboys, they've all been decided by a double-digit score.
They are both teams that can kick on when they get ahead too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not a bad bet. And then this one's just to, rub it in Denny's face a little bit. Cowboys minus 28.5. Tom Dearden anytime. The Prince anytime. That's at $23.
I've gone Jeremiah Nanai to score a try in the second half at $4.20. 10 of his 22 games this year he scored in the second half. And I think maybe 4 or 5 of them he's been the last try scorer. So a bit of value there at $7.75.
Wow. I would love that. If Jeremiah Nanai scores last, Cowboys have won the game. 100%.
No.
100%. Before we get into the men's matches, there are 2 women's semi-finals this week. First one's a cracker too. Knights and the Dragons. Who do you like here?
I like the Dragons.
Okay, this is a doubleheader at Suncorp too, guys. I'm going to go the Knights in that one.
Ooh.
And then the Roosters versus the Eels. That's the second head of the doubleheader. Who do you like here?
Roosters will be flogging the Eels.
The Eels may not even take the fucking field. Seriously, it's not the women's fault. It's the competition's fault. How can a team win one game and make the semi-finals? Can you explain that to me?
And they won last week.
Yeah, they literally won last week. They've just been towed up every other week. There's only 2 teams in the competition that have a positive for and against.
What, the Knights
and the Roosters? That's it. The rest of them are negative and negative 30 and up.
Mm.
So they need to do something. Just give them a full season. Like, let them work it out. It's all right for the Eels to come back, but like they shouldn't have to just win one game.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Out of what? 7?
5.
1 of 5.
They played 5, so they won 1, lost 4. All right, let's get on to the males. Who do you like in the first game, mate?
Well, Eels versus Cowboys.
Should we save that for the second game? Should we jump?
Yeah, we'll jump.
Jump.
Rabbitohs versus Panthers.
Rabbitohs at $3.25.
Yeah, look, as we said before, the Sharks, I think defensively they are terribly, and like especially through the middle, I don't think the Panthers are going to be that soft. Even on the edges, I can see the Panthers winning this one. I think the Panthers will be winning this one.
All right, I'm with South. I just think they know what they have to do, and it's just get to Nathan Cleary any means necessary. I think they got players that are willing to put in to do it. You got your Jai Arrows, your Cam Murrays, your Damien Cooks, all Origin players. They all know what it takes to win those big games. So I think they're going to be able to get to him. They're going to put him on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him get hit after the ball a lot in this game. Someone might even go to the bin for it. But I think they're willing to have a player sit to get to Nathan Cleary and hurt him this week. Make him earn it. And I think South know how to do that. At $3.25, I'm liking South.
No. Surely not. I mean, they've been playing really well, but I mean, they beat an undermanned Roosters side, like pretty comfortably. Like, I'll give them credit for that. And then a Sharkies team that just looked soft as custard. And I think Panthers, they're on a different level. They're on another level, the Panthers.
I will take you back to when they played the Panthers a few weeks ago, right? And the Panthers didn't have their 2 playmakers, and the Rabbits lost. But the Rabbits cut the Panthers to bits constantly in that game. Just couldn't finish it off. I like the I like the Rabbitohs. If the Panthers win this, they'll be very hard to beat. I think doesn't matter who
100%.
gets through on the other side.
For sure.
On to the other side. I think it's no surprise who we're thinking here. How does your team lose? How do they lose? And I'll tell you how my team loses.
Sorry, you cut out in here.
How does your team lose?
How does my team...
And then I'll tell you how my team loses. How about that?
Well, Parramatta, they're notorious for shooting themselves in the foot. Like, trying to play, like, too fancy. Going for a lot of offloads. Like, even though sometimes they do work, sometimes they just don't come off, and then that's kind of like a snowball effect. So you'll kind of... You'll try and offload the ball, you'll knock on or something, and then it'll really affect your confidence, and then you kind of trying to make up for that the entire game, and it's just like an uphill battle. So I think Parramatta, like, for them to lose, I think they'll just try and play too fancy. Like, just play a tough footy up the middle.
All right, I baited you there. I'm not going to tell you how the Cowboys lose because they're not going to lose.
I'm thinking about... I'm leaving. You want me to leave? I will leave this thing.
How's we did G up a watch along on Friday, but we've already canned that. It's just not. It's not going to be good for anyone.
Yeah, no.
No, it's probably for the best.
I think as the week goes on, we won't talk to each other.
Oh no, definitely not. Let's do the team of the year, eh?
Yep.
Let's get off that game. All right. I'm gonna. Do you want to go through the extra awards?
The extra awards, like captain.
Yep.
All right. So we'll start off with the coach of the year. We've gone with Todd Payton. He's brought the Cowboys from what were they 15th last year into the top 4, 3rd this year. Obviously awesome with almost the same roster. So we think he deserves coach of the year. Captain of the year, we've gone with James Tedesco. No brainer there, I don't think. He's been great for the Roosters. Rookie of the year, we've gone Jeremiah Nanai. What did he score? Like 17 tries or something this year?
Yeah, what a gun.
Yeah, he's a gun. And our rep player of the year, we've gone with Kalen Ponga. So he absolutely killed it for Queensland in all 3 of the games, especially game 3 was awesome.
I think that's going to hurt some Knight fans, that one. But it was that game 3 was unbelievable. Every time he touched the ball, he just looked like he looked like Teddy on steroids, to be honest. And speaking of Teddy, our team of the year, I can't wait for this because I know people are going to get pressed with this team of the year.
Yeah.
Especially the second winger. I know that's going to press.
Oh, yeah.
We'll explain ourselves, though. All right. First, team of the year. First place, fullback goes to Teddy. I think Teddy deserves it. Did you do player of the year?
No, we didn't do Dalian.
No.
We'll
leave
say that at the
leave
end. We'll say that at the
leave
end.
that. All right. Teddy gets fullback of the year. The wingers are Josh Addo-Carr and Selwyn Cobbo. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Selwyn Cobbo, he had a terrible end to the year. He was the only person, he was on 6 points before the voting went behind closed doors. All this goes on points. We've got him getting at least 3 more points, and we believe no other winger will get near that. We'll get to the 9 points. So we actually think he'll beat Josh Addo-Carr. We think Josh Addo-Carr will come second. Maybe Norfoluma and Johnson will be in and around that 4-5 point mark. But no one will get near Cobbo, we think. Val Holmes, Joseph Manu, they should be pretty self-explanatory there. Munster, this was a really, really hard one. We had Whiten, we had Cody Walker, we had Dill Brown. We actually had Dill Brown getting really, really close to this. But we think Munster edges him out. What do we have him on?
I think we had him on 21 points.
21 points, yeah. So I think we had Dill Brown getting 20 on 19, something like that. And then Nicho Hynes. Nicho Hynes at the 7. We think he just beats out Ben Hunt. I think that's going to be a real tough race. But we got Nicho Hynes winning that one. Who do we got in the forwards?
In the forwards, in the front row, we've gone at Joe Tarpany and James Fish-Harris. Again, it was kind of hard to go with front rowers. There's been quite a few good ones this year, so we've gone with the safe option, James Fish-Harris. He's been great.
Some of them played good early too, and they didn't play. So you couldn't really go off the points. Like I think Pat Carrigan was way up there, but he didn't really have a great end of the year, did he?
No, he didn't. Well, he was suspended the last 5 games.
Yeah.
At hooker, we've gone for Appy Coruscant. Again, there's a few other hookers in the running there, but we just think that Appy would beat them off.
Yeah.
In the back row, we've gone Jeremiah Nana. Obviously, he's been great for the Cowboys. 17 tries, obviously, and we think he'll win Rookie of the Year as well. And another tough one, Hudson Young in the back row.
Oh.
So that was neck and neck with Viliami Kikau. So hopefully we get that one right, please.
We just think Hudson maybe polled a little bit better late in the year.
Yeah, for sure. And for Lock of the Year, we've gone with Zayo.
Yep. So we got 3 Panthers players. I think we've got 2 Cowboys players. And then we've got a Bulldogs player, 2 Roosters player, a Broncos player, 2 Raiders, and a Sharks player. And a Storm player.
Yep.
What team with no Eels players? Shock.
No, yeah.
Shock horror.
Well, we share the love. It's a team sport, so.
Yeah. You only get points when you win. You don't win that often, so.
Well, top 4, baby.
Yeah. Well, if you sneak in, I guess it counts. Doesn't matter.
I can't wait for us to these this week.
Do you want to announce the Daily M Player of the Year?
All right, so this might shock a few people as well. So we've gone for our Dally M Player of the Year, Nicholas Hynes. The Sharkies, I think they won like 9 of the last 10 games or something like that. They went on a bit of a tear.
Yep.
And we think he's polling in all of those games.
100%. And if he picks up 2, maybe 3 points in just some of them, I think he's got enough to get Ben Hunt, who they don't win a lot of their last few games. So Ben Hunt's going to be really hard done by here. He's going to go there, and he was easily one of the most consistent players all year, and he's not going to get an award, which is, I think, sad, but that's how the game works.
Yeah.
Also, Smokey, Nick Meaney for the wing. Smoke. Can I just throw that in?
You can throw that in.
Like, Josh Addo-Carr might not get it. I think it could be Nick Meaney and Selwyn Cobbo. But
no. The Fox have been killing it. The Fox has been great.
Let us know your team of the year. Let us know why the Cowboys will beat the Eels. And there's no guarantee we'll be back here next week, really.
One of us might be dead. By the other one's hand.
Yeah. We've already bought our tickets to the grand final. They were $400 a pop. At least we're going to see one of our teams.
Yeah, no, it would be good. We're going to see Parramatta.
If Parramatta make it, I'll be insufferable grand final night.
No, well, I'll be so happy. If Parramatta win, mate.
Nah, because I'll be riding the Panthers home. All the Rabbits. Home.
Wow.
I'm sorry, mate. But that's it for this week. You got anything to say?
Go Para.
Average.